Good afternoon, Highlands, and welcome to the first edition of the Highlander News in 2015.
Broadcasting live from the Highlands News Studio in Fort Thomas, Kentucky.
I'm Sam Rosensteel.
And I'm Corinne Carnahan.
The Highlands Middle School production of The Music Man opened last night. Come out and watch this classic show performed by our very talented middle school thespians. Performances resume tonight at 7:30, Saturday at 7:30, and Sunday at 2. Tickets can be purchased online at showtix4u.com.
Dale Mueller, athletic director and former head football coach at Highlands High School, has been named National Coach of the Year by the National Federation of State High School Associations, NFHS. This award is based on his last 2013-2014 season. Congrats on this outstanding award, Coach.
And on that note, Corinne, another Highlands coach has been recognized by the NFHS. Congratulations to Brian Alessandro, the Highlands girls track coach. Thank you both for all your time and dedication to our teams.
As many of you know, our field house has been under construction for quite some time. As the anticipation grows, so does the progress. Addie went down to Death Valley herself to check it out.
The Fieldhouse project is close to completion and is expected to be open around the first or second week of February. We caught up with Director of Operations, Jerry Wisman, to learn more.
The Fieldhouse project hasn't been the easiest because it's basically been in the bottom of a valley, so weather with all the rain we've had has slowed things down. Originally we thought we'd take possession of the project over winter break, but it's just been a difficult project building in this location. The room that we're in now, we actually call it the multi-purpose room. It's going to be about a 30-yard by 22-yard indoor turf area. And it's going to have motorized batting cages that'll come down, 2 of them, so that the softball and baseball teams will have batting cages indoors that they can practice their hitting in. And then this whole open area is open for whether it's throwing footballs, baseballs, softballs, whatever the case may be, for the cheerleaders to work on their builds in. It's just an area for all our different sports and athletic groups to use.
There's also some cool stuff happening on the balcony.
Up on this balcony, we're going to install a weight room. It'll be different from the fitness center that recently opened, where there was more cardiovascular and lifetime fitness equipment. Up here is going to be more strength building, power lifting, things that the football team and other sports that are strictly trying to build strength, agility, less cardiovascular and lifetime fitness type activities.
In addition to the balcony, there will also be a dance and cheer room.
It's a space that's designed primarily for the dance team and the cheerleaders to practice in, but this room will have a wood floor, will have mirrors on the walls. It's basically being designed for the dance team and groups similar to that to be able to practice. And we're really excited about it because those groups really don't have a place that they call their own now, and they will when this facility opens.
In addition to all the rooms, the Fieldhouse will have a 64-car parking lot. There's expected to be as many as 50 spots available to students.
It's up to Mr. Robinson and Mr. Snyder who gets to park down here, but the preliminary discussions we've had is that there will be a good number of parking spots available for students.
Can't wait to see the finished product. Back to you guys in the studio.
Hope next time we see the field house, it'll be up and running and assisting our teams.
Drinking has always been a sweeping issue across the nation, and there is a huge culture of underage alcohol abuse here in Fort Thomas. I undertook my own investigation into Highlands' teenage drinking problem and what police and school officials are doing to keep kids safe. In 1984, Congress passed the National Minimum Drinking Age Act, which required all states to raise their ages for drinking, purchase, and public possession of alcohol to 21. Highlander News investigates the degree that alcohol affects teenagers in Fort Thomas and what school and city officials are doing to combat it.
One of the negative effects of drinking alcohol, first of all, if you start drinking before the age of 15, you're about 5 times more likely to become an alcoholic as opposed to somebody who waits till they're 21. A lot of teenagers may think 5 or 6 drinks doesn't really put me in danger, but it actually can. Negative effects of drinking, especially in your teen years, is the possibility of acute alcohol poisoning. We lose about 1 teenager every weekend to acute alcohol poisoning in the United States. Yearly, about 5,000 teenagers die because of underage drinking.
Here in Fort Thomas, the police force works hard to combat underage drinking.
Underage drinking, when the children get caught, we bring them here to the police department and then the parent is called. At that time, we wait on, the parent comes up and we sign a release. If you're 18, 19, or 20, it goes, it's still against the law until you're 21. And it can go on your record, so if you're applying for college, if you're going for a job. You know, you got 2 applicants, 2 candidates, qualified the same high school education, but this one has a criminal record, which that is, so that can be a hindrance to you.
Binge drinking is dangerous at any age, but it is especially harmful for teenagers. School administrators and police are working hard to fight this problem, but they say it starts with you.
And the one thing, you just always have to remember, I have never seen anybody get an award. I've never seen anybody get where they are in life, get up there and say, I'm here because of drugs and alcohol. But I've seen thousands of people who get up there and say their lives was destroyed because of it.
You haven't been experienced in driving. You haven't been experienced in handling any alcohol. That's what people die, and that's the worst thing. We've had too many accidents where we've worked, too many cases where we got to go tell the parents, kid's been in an accident, severely injured death, or if they get in an accident, kill their best friend. Couldn't imagine anyone going through that. And that happens because of the young age, inexperience.
Underage drinking is one of the leading killers of adolescents in this country, and the consequences of drinking in high school are numerous. School officials and the Fort Thomas Police ask us all to make good decisions this weekend and stay away from alcohol. And now, Highlands sports analyst Cam Hayes.
Thanks, Sam. The basketball teams as a whole are doing great, especially our girls. Our girls are destroying opponents with margins as wide as 50 points. Brianna Adler is leading the team with 11.1 points per game. She was also able to reach the 1,000-point high school career mark. The team has a great record with only 3 losses and is ranked second in the region right behind Holmes. Our boys have had some good play from Mitchell Kane and the Kenny Ball. Our sophomores have shown some great potential with Kyle Finfrock and Bradley Green getting varsity playing time. Our girls swimming has shown perfection in their dual meets, currently undefeated, and also showing well in singles. Diving is going strong with defending state champion Carly Hill. Our boys bowling team has shown their excellence throughout their season this year. They came to regionals on Monday strong. Unfortunately, on Wednesday, they couldn't pull a win out against Campbell County. The girls are still doing extremely well and are moving on to the state tournament. Congratulations, ladies, and good luck down at state. Now on to professional sports. As you know, the Super Bowl is coming up Sunday. Fisher has more.
All right, thank you, Cam. Yes, let's talk about the NFC and AFC champions, the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots. So the New England Patriots have come a long way since Week 4, where they faced off against the Kansas City Chiefs and just had a horrible, horrible game. They lost 14-41. Tom Brady was benched, and there were talks of Tom Brady having his last season in New England. Since then, Brady has met up with his counterpart Russell Wilson, clinching a first-round bye week for the playoffs by ranking at the #1 seed in the AFC. Also, he won the AFC Championship, and now they're getting ready to go to the Super Bowl. Seattle has backed up the noise it made last season very well. Russell Wilson has taken the Seahawks passing game to a new level, having 20 touchdowns and 3,400 yards on the season. Also, coming out of the backfield, Marshawn Lynch has continued to produce for the Seahawks, having another monster rushing season. As we all know, the Legion of Boom, joined by Seattle's front seven, creating the Seahawks defense, has continued to have success this 2014 season and going into the playoffs, having the most takeaways in the NFL this season and really just playing shutdown defense. Now, the New England Patriots are a fantastic team, and I think they're the most well-rounded NFL team I've ever seen, with the #5 overall ranking defense and, of course, the #1 overall offense led by Tom Brady. And let's talk about the offense for a minute. They can really beat you on all aspects of the game. As far as passing goes, they can dump it off to their main man, Gronkowski, in the middle. However, if Seattle needs to start to squeeze that middle, then they can go down the numbers to a receiver like Julian Edelman, who's come up this year and has really had a big season for the Patriots. So they can complete the long ball and they can convert short over the middle. However, if Seattle is going to try and shut down the passing game, then New England can run it up the middle with LeGarrette Blount, as we saw him do last week in the AFC Championship game against the Colts. He had 138 yards and 3 touchdowns. He could just run straight down the middle and really beat down a defense throughout the course of a game. So I think it's going to be tough for Seattle to shut down that offense, and I think the Patriots defense is going to do a great job overall. They're not going to be able to stop Russell Wilson at all times, obviously. However, I think they're going to stop him enough that the Patriots can come through and put enough points on the board and win the game.
Thanks, Fish. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Cam. Speaking of the Super Bowl, Corinne, who are you betting on this Sunday?
I really think the Seahawks are going to win for another year in a row.
I agree. I can't wait to see him play. Russell Wilson, Marshawn Lynch, awesome players, real powerhouse team.
Yeah, let's be honest, the Seahawks have cooler uniforms, and that's all that matters.
I agree. They do have cooler uniforms. I mean, that's what it all comes down to. That's all for this edition of the Highlander News. Once again, I'm Sam Rosensteel.
And I'm Corinne Carnahan. Have an excellent weekend, Highlands.